Has expired. Senator Kovacic.
Thank you. I also rise to take note of all answers to coalition questions. I actually had to pause for a moment when I was listening to the questions from Senator Bragg in relation to the HAF and the CFMEU. We are in a housing crisis in this country. We have been for a number of years. One of the most significant inquiries that I sat on in the Senate in my committee work was our housing and rental crisis inquiry, when I heard the stories of people unable to afford somewhere to live, just to have a roof over their heads. That's the Australian dream, to own your own home, and I don't think it's an unreasonable dream either. I think it's fair to suggest that if you work hard and if you do all the right things, that if you choose to buy your own home, you're able to do that. And what really bothered me was the information around the fact that the CFMEU announced the other day that they're going to be expanding into New South Wales. I was sitting here thinking about it and wondering, is there any other organisation or entity in this country that has actually expanded whilst it's in administration? I couldn't think of anybody. I could be wrong, but I just thought it was extraordinary that just before the end of the last term, the CFMEU went into administration because of all the things that were wrong and significantly egregious behaviour, particularly in Victoria, and we've heard some stories recently in Queensland. And we go into administration, but guess what? We'll expand into New South Wales now so that we can broaden the damage, so we can harm more people, so we can ensure that the reasons that we put them into administration for in Victoria, so we can spread more of that around the country. And the madness of what I'm saying and what I'm suggesting is that it's real. This has actually happened. So what did the New South Wales CFMEU boss, Michael Crosby, say? He said, "We are looking at large, multiple, complex residential construction, and that it may," and I quote, "push up costs." So they are coming into residential construction, large-scale construction in New South Wales with the knowledge that it may increase the cost, not may, but will likely increase the costs of those dwellings. When we have a housing crisis, when people can't already afford the cost of dwellings, we're going to make them even more expensive. And we know from the information that my colleague Senator Bragg has shared with us many times that those costs are around 30% more. So let's have a think about that. $800,000 for a unit in Sydney. That's probably entry-level in many places. Add 30% to that. That's an extra $240,000. That takes that unit cost from $800,000 to $1,040,000. Let's go one step up, a $900,000 unit. Extra $270,000, which takes us to about $1.170 million. Just under $1.2 million. So that's the cost of having the CFMEU participate in what they call large, multiple complex residential construction. And we're going to sit here and say that that is okay. I don't understand. This threatens to kill off home ownership for millennials completely. If young people weren't already so disheartened by the fact that they may never own their own home, this is a further nail in the coffin of that dream. And that is under the watch of this Albanese Labor government, because they cannot hold the CFMEU to account. They cannot stop them from spreading their damage across our country. And we should not stand by and allow that. When the union was placed in administration in August of last year, the Prime Minister said, "There is no place for corruption or intimidation in the building industry." And yet it is there, plainly, for all of us to see. And yet it continues. And it continues with the rollout of further infiltration of the CFMEU into New South Wales, despite the damage that they have caused in Victoria and Queensland. This Labor government has no interest in probity, it has no interest in transparency, and it has no interest in stopping the
Senator
CFMEU.
Kovacic, your time has expired. Senator